Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, sports fans. We welcome you to our broadcast of Oregon 3A football non-conference action between the Douglas Trojans and the Cascade Christian Challengers. Greetings from Gary H. Wheeler Field at the Lithia Driveway Fields Complex. Jim McCoy along with Mark McLemore. And we're glad that you can join us for the Trojans. This will be their season opener. This was a team that finished 6-3 overall, ended up 2-3 in their conference, and thus missed out because there was only 2 allowed from their league to make the playoff picture. But nonetheless, very good, very competitive team under the direction of Coach Nick Garcia. And they return a lot of players, and as per usual, we see a little bit of a advantage for the Trojans up front, and we'll see if they can't translate that size advantage in the trenches into points as they contend with a challenger football team with loads of speed, as demonstrated in their opening week victory, 29-13. Against last year's state runner-up Vail. We're glad you could join us. Jim McCoy here on the play-by-play. Joining me is Mark McLemore, and on the camera is Colton Treadway. And we're glad to be here. It's a pleasant evening here in the Medford area. Right now, as we move toward game time, it's been a hot day in Medford, but it is cooling down. Sunset. Looks like it'll be about 7:37, so we're not far away from that. And currently, it is 85 degrees. And once that sun comes down, it will cool down fast. Well, Mark, great victory for the Challengers in Week 1, but Week 2, this team's been stung by the injury bug.
Yeah, they have, and it doesn't surprise me. You know, you looked at that game. That was one of the most physical games, especially for an opening game, that you could have played. I mean, big Vail team wanted to, assert their will with their offensive and defensive lines, and they did a pretty good job of that, really. The Challengers, give them credit for standing up to the challenge, but they're paying a little bit of the price for it now with some of the injuries that happened during that football game.
Alex Fianaka out of the lineup, so not only does that probably hurts the most at defensive end, but we saw a lot of him at tight end last week, assisting the offensive line with his physicality. And then, of course, he'll be missing on defensive end. That'll be a huge loss there. They'll give opportunities for others to kind of step in and make their presence felt. I anticipate in that slot we'll see Austin Cook this evening. As far as on the other side of the line where Fianaka works, we saw a lot of Hutton Walker off the Challenger bench last week, and he will be drawing the start this evening. Good receiver, like his brother Bryson, a lot of speed, but nonetheless, you miss some of that strength that Fianaka gives you. And let's not forget, Alex also did a great job kicking the football last week.
Yeah, he absolutely did, and they're going to miss him, I think, the most of the guys who aren't playing this week. And definitely with, as you mentioned, with him playing that sort of slot receiver, I would call him really more of a tight end than a slot receiver. And they like to run the football in the direction that he lines up, and Walker's just not going to give you that size out there. He'll give you that toughness, though. He's a tough kid. I saw a lot of him in basketball this year, and he's a tough kid, just not the size of Fianaka.
Well, also missing from the lineup, Jacob Beamish missed Week 1, and he will continue to recover from concussion suffered during the month of August. Then we had a JV player, R.J. McNair, break his arm this week. So there's a few people. Ryan Froughton ended up in the hospital with the temperature, and so
there's stuff going around.
Yeah, there's stuff going around, and it's always tough. And it always seems like it manages to happen right as school starts. Meanwhile, for Douglas, we see their captains getting ready to go out on the field. And the gentleman coming out for the men in white, 67, is Ollie Boyd. Along with them is Hezekiah Almendarez. We also see Ryder Sawyer, the senior, expect to see at quarterback. And then also out there as a captain, his numbers are a little bit scrunched up so it's hard to see, but you can see two of the Challenger captains in street clothes. Caleb Parker also out of the lineup, a good underneath target, and an excellent linebacker who was a difference maker last week. He's out there wearing number 1, along with Fianaka wearing number 5. Suited up and ready to play is quarterback Derek Farmer, number 12. And also there is a slot receiver and really kind of all-purpose guy, Caleb Scaglione.
Yeah, you'll see him run the fly sweep action for the Challengers as well as those bubble screens. So, yeah, big part of the Challenger offense there.
We'll go ahead and take a quick timeout, and when we return, we'll get you ready for the start of tonight's game, the Trojans and the Challengers, here on TableRockSports.net.
Diverse venues, we got them. Year-round sports access? You bet. Race cars, soccer, paragliding? Check, check, check. Medford has it covered as your sport ground, where the West Coast plays.
Okay, you know how people complain about how Dutch Bros workers are like too nice, too hyper, compliment you too much, whatever? Maybe you're not nice enough. Maybe you need to get a little Dutch Bros in you.
Discover the West Coast destination for those seeking more. More sunny days, more athletic facilities, more outdoor adventures, more to do during downtime. Medford is your sport ground, where the West Coast plays.
Back here at Lithia Driveway Field, getting ready to get the game underway. The Challengers will kick it away wearing their home black uniforms with white numerals. The Trojans, in their road white uniforms, will move from right to left from where we stand. Getting ready to kick it away is Craig Merrihew, wearing number 9. Back deep to receive is number 4, Reese Willis. And it looks like we also have, I believe that's Cade Marsh. I can't make out the numeral on his right, but I believe that's number 13.
Looks like it.
The hay's in the barn. Let's go.
And Merrihew kicking off for the Challengers, and not very deep.
End over end kick, bounces at the 20, takes a little bit of a Challenger bounce, and then Marish is going to fall on it.
A very effective kick.
It ended up, he got some height on that, got a little bit of hang time there, and now it'll be the Trojans taking the field.
Well, it seems like the last couple of years when we played Douglas, they have done a similar kick, if you remember correctly. Kind of tried to get it over toward the sideline behind the first level, and it was pretty effective for them, and that one was pretty effective for the Challengers.
Among the starters, we see Carson Gabbard out there. Marsh also in the backfield. Our quarterback, Ryder Sawyer. Handoff on first down.
Rowan Erickson with the tackle for the Challengers right in the hole for a very short gain.
Rowan just a sophomore, but again, I think going to be one of those guys that we will see play a big role on the team tonight with the injuries. So that's going to bring up a second down of 9. They'll give him one on the play. The ball spotted at the 14-yard line. Opening series of the game. A couple of familiar 3A opponents. Sawyer throws it, and a little battle for the ball there. The catch is made. That's Reese Willis making the catch. Challenger defender there trying to wrest it away from him, though. And that'll bring up a 3rd down and 1.
Good throw, good catch, actually. And you mentioned it. One of the Challenger defenders, I think actually that was Scaglione right there with him.
Little tug of war there. And they gave him the first down. So.
Oh, really? Interesting. Didn't look like he got there from here.
I think what you'd call a favorable spot.
Yes, I would call it that.
1st and 10. And on the keeper is the quarterback, Sawyer. Sawyer gets out across the 30-yard line, out across the 35.
Fumble the football.
The ball's loose, and it's Challenger football. Just after Sawyer broke off a nice run, he got into traffic, and the Challengers with the takeaway, they get great field position out of this. And the initial ruling confirmed it is a fumble by Douglas. It'll be Cascade ball. Looks like they're going to spot this just right about the 41-yard line.
Yeah, after about a 12-yard run, too. Made a nice run to get the Trojans, would have been a first down, and unfortunately drops the football. Good job by the Challenger defense of sort of stripping that out of there.
10.5 left to go in the first. Challengers, their first offensive snap. Scaglione in motion. Farmer on the keeper, but the Douglas defense having none of that. See Reese Willis in on the play. Gain of 1 will bring up a 2nd down and 9.
As you can tell from our microphones, a bit of a breeze up here tonight.
Yes, it is. And that's where I'm glad to have these wind screens available, at least to cut some of that out. Farmer. Slot receiver in motion is Covey. And a flag on the play. This will go against the Challengers. And if there was an aspect of the game that really hurt the Challengers last week, it was all the penalties.
And there's another one right there. 2nd down and 14 now. After the 5-yard penalty.
Ball start on the Challengers. Ball is pushed back 5 yards.
So it'll bring up a 2nd down and 14. Covey and Walker, Hutton Walker, the freshman, receivers to the right side. Over on the left, kind of in a tight end spot, Seth Scaglione. Caleb, his cousin, moves out wide left. 2nd and 14. Farmer looks to throw. Pass.
Incomplete to Covey.
Looked like that broken up by Reese Willis.
Mike Covey broken up by Reese Willis.
Yeah, it looked like maybe that hit him in the hands, though.
Yeah, it looked like it was catchable.
It did.
I don't know if he'd have gotten much there with Willis on the coverage. So now the Challengers find themselves in a 3rd and 14. They're on the 45 of Douglas. Caleb split out wide to the left, wide to the right will be Walker.
And you got one-on-one coverage on Caleb Scaglione up there. Let's see if the Challengers take advantage of it.
Covey in motion to the left side. Pass complete. And they're making the catch short of first down yardage. That is Caleb Scaglione on the play.
Yeah, give him 9 yards, though. He gets the Challengers in 4th and manageable here.
You thinking go for it maybe here at this point?
I think it's too far to kick, and you're not going to punt from here.
That is true.
So I would suspect that they're going to go for it. 4th and about 5.
In tighter. Farmer going to take off and run with it. Gets out to the right, out to the edge. Crosses the 30-yard line where he'll end up picking up a Challenger first down.
Yeah, he needed 5, and he got about 7. 8, it looks like. So a nice job by him of getting out around the Douglas defense. Douglas had guys out there, but he just was able to get around them out on the outside for the first down.
So Farmer picked up 38 yards on 7 carries in the opening week against Vail. They got to imagine when you're in a pinch, that's got to be a go-to play for the Challengers.
Yeah, they like to run that what I call the quarterback power, where he just gets the snap and the running back leads.
Farmer hands to Bryson Walker. Walker with his first carry of the game, brought down at the 28. Bryson Walker, 132 yards on 16 carries and a pair of touchdowns.
Yeah, one of them being almost, 49-yard touchdown, the big carry of the night for him. and really kind of opened the game up for the Challengers. They were, I mean, that whole game was a little bit closer than the score indicated, and that touchdown really put some separation between the Challengers and the Vikings.
Farmer out of the shotgun. In motion, Covey to the left. Farmer running left. Gets a little pursuit there. Overthrows his intended target, looking in the flat for Michael Covey, and the incomplete pass will bring up a 3rd down and 7. He had him there, just overthrew him a bit.
Covey might have still been running. He was so wide open. There was no one around him. Those are the kind of throws you got to make, being if you're going to be a Challenger quarterback.
Opening week for Farmer, 10 out of 17 passing with 77 yards, a touchdown, and an interception. Yes, twins to the right side.
It is kind of tough sometimes when you're going to your left to get those feet set so you can make a good throw, and he really didn't get them set, and we saw the problem.
Here he completes the pass to Covey. Covey breaks through a couple of would-be tacklers, gets his way down to 1st and goal.
Play results in a 1st down.
Yeah, nice play that time. Just a little quick slant from that slot receiver. Gets 18 yards and a Challenger 1st down, and that time the ball was right on the money from Farmer.
From the 6-yard line.
1st and goal at the 6-yard line. 7:30 left to go in the first quarter of play. Farmer and Walker in the backfield. 2 receivers split out to the right, doing a 3-receiver set this evening. Here with the carry is Scaglione. He strolls in. Touchdown, Challengers.
Remember we mentioned the fly sweep earlier. There it is right there for a touchdown.
Let's show you the replay on that.
Nice block by Bryson Walker on the edge there to get him in the end zone.
Well timed. You know there's a lot of timing involved in that. Right place, the right time. And Walker gets some good blocking up front and brings it home for the score. Scaglione picking up where he left off. And now the Challenger's going to go for 2. Here it's Bryson Walker. Walker gets smacked as he's met at the goal line, but he gets in.
Bounces off him and gets in the end zone for the 2-point conversion.
7:15 left in the first quarter. Our score
So the Challengers take the early 8-0 lead with 7:15 left to go in the quarter. We'll be back after these messages on TableRockSports.net.
Should your new floor come from Lippard's Carpet One? Because we're passionate about the spaces our neighbors call home. We're part of the world's largest cooperative of independently owned flooring stores, so you can be sure you'll get great selection at a great price. We take the guesswork out of helping you choose the right floor. Right now, save up to 50% on wood, laminate, and waterproof plank, plus pay no interest for 12 months at the one store for your perfect floor, Lippard's Carpet One, Medford and Grants Pass.
It's time to save on a healthy night's sleep during the Labor Day sale at Medford Mattress. Store-wide savings on all in-stock mattresses. Discover the full line of Beauty Rest with advanced cooling technology and the super comfortable Beauty Rest Black. Great sleep is a luxury you deserve. If you want to save on a healthy night's sleep without all the pressure and games, now's your chance during the Labor Day sale. Only at Medford Mattress, downtown Medford, where quality is not costly.
Challengers getting set to kick it away. Craig Merrihew with his 2nd kick of the night. End over end kick, and that's going to fall at about the 23. Challengers, good work by the coverage team. Flag in late, and it always seems like, Mark, when we see the laundry out on a kick return, that the infraction will be against the return team.
Typically. Let's see what we got here. Personal foul. I'm not sure what the helmet to helmet looked like.
illegal block on the Trojans.
Illegal block, one way or the other.
So this is going to put the...
I think that's a 15-yard penalty. Let's see what they mark off here.
So they had it spotted at the 32. Looks like this will end up at the 17.
It's a 15-yard penalty.
So it'll be 1st and 10, but they'll be
Ball is placed on the 16-yard lines for the
deeper
Trojans.
back.
Will take over.
Ryder Sawyer, number 8, the quarterback. 4 receivers set, looking right. Ball passed, and a good-looking throw. Maybe a little bit high there, but falls incomplete to bring up
Pass intended for
a
Taylor
2nd down and
Driscoll.
10.
Ball's incomplete. That brings up 2nd down.
Yeah, good throw actually by Sawyer that time. He had his guy out there, Driscoll, but just overthrew him.
Nalo Driscoll, 6 foot, 160-pound receiver, wearing number 3. He works over on the right side. Willis in the slot to the left. Meanwhile, pressure by the challengers. Sawyer tries to escape. There, I tell you what, here's a guy that's taking advantage of his opportunity. Rowan Erickson takes him down for a loss.
Yeah, he's getting an opportunity, and that was a nice play that time by Rowan.
Now, if I recall correctly, you guys see him during basketball season, don't you?
Yes, we do. He's a nice basketball player too. Fun guy, really good attitude, great kid.
And we also see him excel during track season as well. Dropping back, throwing, Sawyer. Sawyer looks out in the flat, has a man. The pass is complete. Driscoll hauls this one and picks up a Trojan 1st down as he's taken down at about the 38-yard line.
Yeah, nice throw over the middle. Good patience that time as he waits for his receiver to get open. And Driscoll, that time over the middle, makes the nice catch. Clear out to the 35-yard line.
35-yard line, 6:06. We're halfway through the first quarter on this windy evening here in Medford, Oregon. They'll hand off on 1st down, and not much happening there. There with the carry
Taylor, stopped by a host of
is
challengers.
Keith Taylor. Maybe just picked up about a yard.
Play, 2nd down.
So it'll bring up a 2nd down and long. But you talked about it. There's some big dudes along that line.
Yes, there are.
Try to get them a shout out here during the course of the half. Sawyer throws it out in the flat. Pass complete.
Nice play.
But a good defensive play by the challengers.
That's Hut Walker out there on the corner, and he read that play all the way and was there about the same time the ball got there to that was one of those little bubble screens, and he's out there making a tackle for a loss. Nice job by Hut.
That'll bring up 3rd down and 11. Center for the Douglas Trojans, that's Ollie Boyd, 6'2", 355 pounds is Boyd. Sawyer completes the pass, finds the open man, and Mark, I think that Driscoll might have enough for a 1st down.
Yeah, I think he definitely does. So a nice play by the Trojans that time. And it's about a 13-yard pass play, and that time the challengers, that was a blown coverage by Cascade Christian. They just had no one covering him out there in the slot, and that was an easy pitch and catch.
Out there along that line, also see number 52, Hezekiah Almendares. And they're going to go ahead and do a little end-around action there with the carry is Lucius George. Flag on the play in the Trojan backfield. Well, I'll tell you what, that this Douglas team is moving the ball as well as I can ever recall them having done so in quite some time. You can see what they want to do, and save for a turnover and some key plays by the challengers when they needed it.
So a chop block is going to be called here against.
Illegal block on the Trojans.
So an illegal block against the Trojans.
And I think that's a 15-yard penalty. I believe a chop block. It might just be 10. Let's see what they mark off here.
So they'll start out here at the 47-yard line.
No, it's 15. That's what I thought.
That'll be spotted at the 32.
1st and 25 now for
Ball is placed
Douglas.
on the 32-yard line. It is
That kind
a
of
first
makes your playbook a little skinny.
Well, they've been throwing the ball pretty well.
Pass in the air. And it looks like we may have a pass interference call
Yeah.
against Caleb Scaglione.
Yep, we do.
down on the play.
Scaglione back there fighting for the ball with Reese Willis. Willis, a nice target at 6'3", 195 pounds. He gets whistled for the flag.
Which basically means I think they're going to get the 15 yards that they just got penalized back. And I don't believe that's an automatic first down. I'm not sure, actually.
A little conversation going on among the officials.
We got a face mask against Douglas and pass interference, so those are going to offset, and we're just going to stay where we were.
So you heard it there, offsetting penalties. Good eye, Mark. And so we're going to get to do this bad boy over. Checking into the game, a guy that I figured would see some action at defensive end, and a guy that's played well when he's had the opportunities, Austin Cook. You may remember his older brother, Zach, a lineman on the team that graduated last year. So we do it again, a 1st and 25.
Well, we definitely see we're missing, the pass rush so far in this game. Really haven't seen a lot of pressure on the quarterback.
Pass over the middle. Intended target for the Trojans, Landon Henshaw. You imagine, this is an NFL-sized tight end, 6'5", 225.
Yeah, and a nice job by Derek Farmer of getting there right when the ball did and breaking that one up. Might have been slightly early, in my opinion, but got away with it and knocked the ball away. Good coverage by him.
So that'll bring up a 2nd down and 25. Clock stopped with 3:52 left to go in the first. Challengers with the early 8-0 lead on a touchdown by Caleb Scaglione. Drops back, looks to throw.
Pass ball is incomplete.
Usually in a situation like that, Mark,
That brings up 3rd down.
I get the feeling there might have been a breakdown in communication between quarterback and receiver because he just, either that or the pressure, and there was just nobody there to receive it.
A couple of receivers crossing paths in the same area, and I'm not sure he knew which one he was really aiming. He kind of threw it in between them.
Kind of a multiple choice.
Yes, and couldn't figure out which one to throw it to, it looked like.
We got Driscoll split out wide to the left. Slot on his side is Reese Willis. You got an H-back in the backfield. Dropping back. Throwing is Sawyer.
Sawyer's pass ball is incomplete.
And there,
That will bring up 4th down.
putting some pressure on the quarterback is number 74, Tucker Maven. Tucker had 3 hurries in last week's game. Mark, he may not have got any sacks, but definitely he gave the quarterback something to think about with his pressure.
Yeah, he certainly does. He did last week, and he seems so far he's the only one that's been able to do it this week. So nice job by him. And that ball a little overthrown, but you could see the Challenger defense was playing very safe on that play.
From their 32, the Trojans looking to kick it away. Wobbly kick. And it's fielded by the challenger, Scaglione, looking to the sideline. He crosses the 30, the 20, the 10. He outruns the posse, does Scaglione. And the challengers put 6 more on the board. Show you the replay on that. Scaglione wasted no time getting that one downfield.
And a nice block by Derek Farmer as he got to the edge that kind of sprung him around the corner and got him into the end zone. So it's always nice when your quarterback can make a block.
And once again, challengers without the services of Fianaka this evening. Looks like they're going to go ahead and go for 2 here. Lined up, kind of an offset eye look. Seth Scaglione, number 11, along with Bryson Walker in the backfield. And Derek Farmer.
And they're not going to get that one.
That one bottled up over the middle.
Walker's run falls short.
Bryson Walker not able to punch it in. But with 3:23 left to go in the first, Challengers lead
Our score, Challengers
14-0.
Trojans 0.
We'll be back after these messages on TableRockSports.net.
At Rogue Credit Union, we don't answer to shareholders. Instead, we return earnings back to our members. We know that we're stronger when we work together, and that's why we're invested here, living, giving, and supporting local. We're your friends and your neighbors. We know the needs of our communities. Being a part of Rogue means that our focus is on our members, and when you prosper, we prosper. See the credit union difference and how being a part of something smaller can have a bigger impact.
Hi guys, my name is Mason Mahaffey. I'm the Solar Pros Manager of Oregon, and I'm also a teacher and a coach here in the Rogue Valley. Have you looked into solar panels and it didn't make financial sense? I brought Solar Pros here to Oregon to make it more affordable for working class families to put solar on their home. Solar Pros is purposely beating our competitors' prices by thousands of dollars because we are that serious about saving you money. Solar Pros PNW provides the most comfortable, educational, and personal solar experience in Oregon. Visit our Facebook page at Solar Pros PNW to see all of our projects and all the families that
Challengers now leading 14-0 in the ball game. It'll be Marsh and Willis back deep to receive. Craig Merrihew, who has become a bit of a specialist in the high pop-up kick, got to reset the football. End over end kick, and that one bounces off, and it looks like a fortuitous bounce. Lands in the hands of Marsh, and Douglas will get the ball with fair field position, but just averting disaster.
Yeah, it really bounced off his shoulder pads that time. That's why you're supposed to catch it with your hands and not with your shoulder pads.
29-yard line, first down.
Generally works better if you do it that way.
That's what I remember Coach is always telling me.
Yeah.
Don't trap it between your hands and your shoulder pads. Catch it with your hands.
So it'll be a 1st and 10 for Sawyer and company. Dropping back, looking left is Sawyer. Pass complete over the middle. Get a nice gain out of the play. Marsh with the catch. And it looks like he'll pick up 8 on the play to bring up a 2nd down and 2.
Yeah, so far Douglas doing a good job in the pass game. 53 yards there, only 6 yards rushing so far for him, but 53 yards in the pass game and a few first downs to go with it.
3 receivers set and an H-back. Taylor, the running back, gets the carry. Going to rumble his way forward, try to pick up the 1st down.
Give him 2 yards and a 1st down.
And so that'll move the sticks for the Trojans.
Short gain on the play results in a 1st down.
Trojans approaching midfield at their own 40 with 2:34 left to go in the first quarter of play. Driscoll, the slot receiver on the left side. Out wide left is Marsh. Sawyer dropping back, looking to throw. And some contact and a late flag.
Flag down on the play.
The intended target, I believe that was Marsh.
And it looked like
Maybe
Farmer got there a little before the ball did. So I think that's going to be a pass interference call.
So the officiating crew walking that off, and in one unfortunate way, the Challengers kind of picking up where they left off with another penalty flag. This will spot the ball at the 45 of Cascade Christian. Austin Cook along that defensive line, along with Tucker Maben and Blake Patro. Sawyer looking left, now down the middle, over to his right. Fires the fastball in the direction of Willis, and that will fall incomplete.
Willis falls incomplete.
And it'll bring up a second down and 10.
Yeah, Douglas really wants to throw the ball. They haven't had a lot of luck rushing it, I guess, so maybe they're just figuring they're going to throw it. But already 10 passes in this first quarter for Douglas.
2:10, clock stopped after the incomplete pass. In motion is Driscoll, now taking off and running, but the Challengers sniffed that one up. Austin Cook there on the play, and a loss of yardage will bring up a third down and 12.
Brings up third down.
Now here, let's see if the Challengers can get a little pressure on the Douglas quarterback. Third and long.
Patro coming out. Into the Challenger lineup, number 78 is freshman Nathan Kuhl. Defensive end, in there along with Cook and Maben. And they get the pass away. The pass complete, but it looks like he'll be short of the first down as Driscoll makes the reception down at about the 36. I think they're going to be about a yard short, Mark.
Yeah, it looks like it, but they're going to go for it here, I would think.
4 down territory.
Yep.
Scored a pass along after one. Sutherland leading Phoenix 7-0. With the spot, it's more like about a 4th and 2. That won't change the play call any. Pass complete.
Oh, nice catch.
And a good catch made in traffic. First down yardage. Landon Hinshaw there.
Sawyer's pass to Landon Hinshaw is complete.
He just, the big fella, you can just kind of throw it up there to him, and he makes a very nice catch that time. As that ball was high, it had to be over the linebacker, who was actually had decent coverage on him in front of him, but that ball thrown up above him, and a nice catch for the first down.
43 seconds to go in the first. Sawyer hands to Taylor. Taylor gets across the 30-yard line.
Keith Taylor with a short gain on the play. Gain of 1 brings up 2nd and 9.
And with the carry, Keith Taylor makes it a 2nd down and 9. So as you mentioned, Mark, the MO of the Trojans is throw the football, and generally speaking, you take a turnover out of that mix and it's paid dividends.
It really has.
Sawyer has time to throw. Pass complete. There is Willis with the reception, but doesn't get very far on it. Hutton Walker there with the stop.
Yeah, the good coverage by Hutton, and he just picks him up for, he just gets a couple yards on that. And little crossing route that time. He follows him all the way across the field and does a nice job of making a tackle.
End of the first quarter. Challengers lead 14-0. We will be back after these messages on TableRockSports.net.
It's game time. And there's only one thing that makes it all possible. Refs.
We're looking for people like you.
Former athletes.
Parents.
Community members.
Anyone who can manage the game and stick with it.
But we need more heroes and stripes. People like you.
Join the team and keep sports alive.
Play ball.
Because no ref, no game.
Choose a company that best represents you and our local community.
Choose a company that focuses on relationships rather than transactions.
Choose a company that empowers their employees and provides growth opportunities from within.
Choose a company that shows compassion and rises to the occasion in times of need.
Call a John L. Scott broker today.
Start of the second quarter, 3rd down and 7. Trojans at the 30 of Cascade Christian. Sawyer looking downfield, has his man through just a little bit behind his intended target, Willis, and that'll bring up 4th down.
Walker of the Challengers.
Walker on the coverage for Cascade Christian.
Yeah, you called it. He was open, Willis was, and you mentioned it, he just threw it behind him. He throws that a little more out in front of him, and that is going to be a big gain for the Trojans and put them in 1st and goal. But just not quite far enough out in front of his receiver and falls incomplete.
Ball just on the other side of the 30-yard line, 4th down and 8. 4-down territory for the Trojans. Quarterback dropping back, looking to throw. Caleb Scaglione like a blanket all over Reese Willis, and it's a turnover on downs. Well, Mark, I think I've seen this movie before. Defensively, the Challengers bending but not breaking.
Yeah, they did this a little bit against Vail, as a matter of fact.
Right.
Last week. So a nice job there of turning the Trojans over and getting the football back. And I mentioned it to you at the break, but I'll mention it to everybody else. In that first quarter, the Challengers just ran 8 plays to 20 for Douglas Trojans. So a big discrepancy in play, and Douglas had the ball a lot, but as you mentioned, they didn't come away with any points. So the Challengers lead it here. 11:49 to go in the second, 14-0.
Seth Scaglione lined up as a tight end. We've got Twins out to the right. Challengers go empty.
And they're trying to figure out what play they got, Champ.
Now Bryson Walker back in the backfield. And the hand to Walker. Walker gets out to his left. He gets across the 35-yard line, up to the 40, gets up to the 43-yard line. A flag at the very end of the play. This tends to make me think that there is, good call, Mark, face mask.
Yep, going to be a face mask on Douglas after the 13-yard gain by Walker. And that's the Bryson Walker we're used to seeing. You get him out in some space, and he can gain some yards in a hurry, can he?
Oh, you got that. Well, you look at it. You have out there, for you Trojan fans watching along the way, Derek Farmer, state champion at the Oregon 3A meet back last spring, winning the 100 and the 200 and running one of the legs of the victorious 4x100. Then you got Walker, who played baseball last spring, and a football race between them I think would be quite entertaining.
It'd be close, I think, actually.
1st and 10 for the Challengers. They're now in Trojan territory at the 43. Once again, Cascade going empty. Bryson Walker lined up as a slot. Claps his hands together. Short drop. Flag on the play. Pass tipped around, but I don't think it's going to matter much. We got a flag right about where the line of scrimmage is.
It's usually
and it came
a hold.
early in the play.
Usually a hold or a legal formation. Let's see what they got. Or it could be offsides on Douglas, too, if they lined up in the neutral zone. No,
they're going to pick it up.
No flag.
No flag.
So that'll just go down on record as an incomplete pass. That'll bring up a 2nd down and 10 for the Challengers. Leading 14-0 on a pair of touchdowns by Caleb Scaglione, who split out wide to the left. Slot on his side, Mikey Covey. 11:08 to go in the half. Farmer dropping back, rolling out to his right. Flag in the backfield. He's going to go long. He's looking for Seth Scaglione. Pass falls incomplete, but we have a flag in the Challenger backfield.
And it's holding on the Challengers.
And that'll go against Cascade. So the Challengers were at the 43-yard line. This will now take them back into their own territory at the 48.
Well, and we suspected, this line was going to be a work in progress, and we're seeing a lot of pressure. We saw a lot of pressure last week from Vail on Derek Farmer, and we're seeing a lot of pressure today from Douglas on Derek Farmer, and that offensive line is struggling, and they, they'll get it figured out. They're young and new, but been a lot of pressure on the quarterback both these first 2 games.
Farmer with Covey in motion, and we have a whistle stopping play. This is one of those occasions, Mark, where you find yourself going in the wrong direction.
False start. on the Challengers.
Ball start.
Yes, not just once either.
And then in the Challenger lineup along that line, we didn't see him last week, but in the lineup tonight, Aiden Slack. Slack, 6'1", 290-pound sophomore. Now we have basically a second down.
And forever.
And yes. Let me see what we got in the playbook for this one.
Well, if you're the Challengers, I usually expect some sort of bubble or tunnel screen here. Let's see what they do.
Out to the left side, Covey and Scaglione split out wide to the right is Hutton Walker. Covey in motion. Farmer dropping back, getting some pressure. Throws a little outlet pass to Bryson Walker. He's across the 40-yard line, down to the 30. He can take it to the house.
And he does.
And he does.
58 yards on the reception. That makes your quarterback look good.
Yes, it does.
A little slip screen there. I called a screen. I just didn't call the right one. Just so you know. And a nice job. It looks like we do have a flag, though, down at the – what is this?
Illegal block on the Challengers.
An illegal block. So take the touchdown off the board.
All right. Well, that comes off. And the officiating crew has it. And we have a timeout called by the Challengers. 10:42 left to go in the half. Challengers lead 14-0. And we'll be back right after these messages.
Combining your home and auto insurance could save you time and money. And who doesn't like that? Want surprisingly great rates on auto, home, and life? Now's the time to call State Farm agent Rory Wold in Medford.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
This has been my profession for 30 plus years now. I really love my work. We try to source as many ingredients as we can as local as possible, like local fruits and vegetables. We have a menu like you would find in any nice restaurant. We don't make it until you order it, so everything will be coming out fresh. We do have wonderful desserts here as well. Every day you have 5 or 6 options as far as the fresh dessert go. People are bringing their friends and family and wanting to show off what we have here to offer.
Come take a tour of Twin Creeks and meet our award-winning...
Second down and 1 isn't too bad.
So after the penalty, after they sort that all out, the Challengers with the second down and 1 on the long play by Bryson Walker on the reception from Derek Farmer.
So you give Bryson a 35-yard run before the penalty, and then the Challengers back it up 10 and end up with a very short second down here.
Michael Covey with the reception, keeps his feet, gets inside the red zone, gets it down to the 12. First down, Challenger.
Yeah, nice job by Covey. Great run. 22 yards on the pass and catch, and a Challenger first down.
Thank you to our sponsors for making tonight's coverage possible, including the Lithia Superstore on Highway 62, your home for Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram, and Fiat vehicles and trucks. Our title sponsor, Lithia Superstore. First and 10 at the 12. 10:16 to go in the half. Challengers looking to extend their 14-0 lead. Farmer, Walker on his hip, pass out to Covey. Covey gets a little bit of running room as he takes it down to about the 5-yard line.
So they found someone to take Fianaka's spot, it looks like, if you know what I mean.
Well, he's got the physicality, no question about that.
No doubt about it. They run that little thing that we've seen them run to Fianaka several times. Little slot screen, bubble screen, and he picks up about 8 yards and gets the Challengers down inside right at the 5, it looks like.
Second and short for the Challengers. Call it about 2. Ball spotted at the 6-yard line. Farmer twins to his right, Scaglione to his left. Caleb goes in motion, and they'll go ahead and hand to Scaglione. He's right near the stick, but we'll see where they spot it. It's good, just a wee bit short, maybe.
Yep, looks a wee bit short, as you said. I thought for sure he was going to get the corner and get in the end zone, but a nice job by, I think it was Willis coming in from his outside linebacker spot and making or defensive end spot and making a play, keeping him out of the end zone.
Well, make no mistake about it. The Trojans are making them work for their points.
Oh yeah, they're a big physical team, just like Vail was last week for the Challengers.
They'll go ahead and hand to Walker. Walker leaps and scores.
So 4-yard touchdown run for Walker. Gets the Challengers back on the board again.
So I'll show that run for you. Walker takes that handoff, finds an opening, puts in a little leap for a good measure.
Making a nice little cut right at the line of scrimmage to get himself through a tiny little hole to get in the end zone.
Challengers going to go for 2 here. Unsuccessful on their last attempt.
Should we call this adventures in 2-point conversions?
I think that might be the case tonight. I suspect if they get any further separation, they might give Merrihew an opportunity to kick the ball. I think Blake Patro may also have taken some snaps at kicker. But meanwhile, it's going to be Farmer. Farmer
didn't get in.
And he didn't quite make it.
He should have thrown that ball. He had, I think it was Skaggs right there in the end zone looking right at him. All he had to do was throw it to him. But he decided he thought he could get in himself, and he didn't quite get in.
8:30 left to go in the half. Challengers lead 20-0. We'll be right back on the other side of this break.
For over 50 years, each day has started with a smile, a helping hand, and a promise to be there when you need us most. Delivering on that promise are our hard-working, dedicated employees. At Sherms, we're proud to be an essential part of our community and look forward to keeping our selection, quality, and value where our customers deserve for many years to come. Sherms Food for Less and Thunderbird Market.
What is a getaway? Is it leaving the familiar behind? Or discovering a place that feeds your hunger? Where passion sings, food is a culture, and every performance demands an encore. So let the journey be your destination. Then feast your eyes and nourish your soul in Southern Oregon. Your reservation starts when you travel Medford.
See the full moon out tonight. I promise, though, I don't think Colton, our cameraman, will do any howling this evening.
Well, you know, it is sort of looks like a blood moon, even though it isn't.
Yeah.
Thanks to the haziness.
Challengers kicking it away. Blake Patru this time. Kind of a short kick. I think one of the up men ended up with it. The Trojans will get good field position out of this. But trailing in the game by a score of 20-0 with 8:19. And we have a flag out.
Who's it on is the question. A little extracurricular activity after the play.
So a little discussion among the stripes this evening.
Yeah, we need the Jeopardy music right now.
There you go. And I have a feeling that this is more than talking about who's buying pizza after the game.
And they decided it's against the Challengers. So you have a short kick returned by one of the up guys for a 15-yard return, and now with the 15-yard penalty, they're going to start on the Challenger 40, I think. So the Challengers continue to self-destruct with penalties. That's their 5th penalty of the game.
Now, I can tell you this much. He's not one to generally get excited, but Coach Gutman not happy there and letting the official hear about it.
5th penalty of the game for a total of 50 yards against the Challengers.
First down.
1st and 10 for the Trojans at the 40 of Cascade Christian. Sawyer has some running room, and he's going to take off. He escapes one tackler, picks up first down yardage, and more.
The best run of the game for them. 8 picks up 15 yards and a first down.
Well, I'll tell you what, at 6'2", 190 pounds, Sawyer has really made an impression on me as the QB for Douglas this evening.
They've had some very tough QBs in the past, too, for them.
And here, pass, unable to hang on to it is Driscoll.
Just a little out in front of him.
2nd down and 10. Before or after the game is a great time to visit Dutch Bros and enjoy your favorite beverage. Dutch Bros supports the communities that support them. And for over 30 years, no better place than to go to Abby's after the game. Once again, pass thrown a little out front. Incomplete. It'll bring up 3rd down and 10.
Challenger's doing a good job of covering Driscoll down the field and making it difficult for them to pass the ball to him. And, that's 2 times in a row that they've tried to throw that ball to him. And both times Sawyer has overthrown the football. He's had time, though. Give him, I give that offensive line some credit. He's had some time to throw the football. He just hasn't been super accurate on the last few throws.
This time, pass complete. Marsh, touchdown.
Touchdown. Nice throw
Douglas.
that time by him. 26 yards on the touchdown.
So I'll show you the replay on that.
And Douglas is on the board.
Not okay. There we go. And now Douglas on the board here. 7:41. And it looks like they're going to go for 2.
Run one of these swinging gate plays.
Here with the football. And
Sawyer does not get in.
So both teams had some challenges with their 2-point conversions. It's a 20-6 Challenger lead. We'll take a timeout and be back right after these messages.
If you are parked,
It takes meticulous planning, continuous monitoring, and forward thinking to deliver the perfect 3-egg omelet.
Come enjoy the patio weather and a brand new menu at Tap Rock Northwest Grill, where friends and family gather and memories are made. Come visit us today or visit our website.
7:41 left to go in the first half. Trojans score, drawing within 14. Douglas getting set to kick it away. And here's Landon Perez, senior kicker. Also plays wide receiver, defensive back. Challengers have scored once on special teams. Can they do so again? But a whistle blows.
What's going on?
That is a good question.
I think we got a false start.
So everybody moving back.
Either they had too many guys on the field or I'm not sure, some sort of false start penalty, I guess.
So a little bit more operating room for the Challengers. It looks like we got Walker and Scaglione back there. Kind of pick your poison for return men. Kick lands on the turf. Walker with it. Got to field it. Gets at the 32-yard line. Met by a Trojans would-be tackler. And the Challengers get the ball back. Pretty decent field position here with 7:33 left to go in the half.
And the Challengers would like nothing better to kind of run some clock here and score some more points before the half.
Today's game brought to you by the Southern Oregon Sports Commission's Know Your Role campaign, promoting respectful behavior at youth sporting events, and by Hart Insurance, providing personal and business coverage in Grants Pass and Medford. Farmer, 3 receivers on his right. And they'll hand off. Walker takes it over to the left side. He crosses the 40-yard line up to about the 41. Marsh there. Also in the neighborhood, Lucius George.
Very close to the first down. Let's see if they give it to him. They are going to give it to him. So 10 yards on the carry, just at the first down marker.
Play results on a first down.
Challenger first down. Just their 6th so far. They haven't had the ball that much. We talked about that first quarter where Douglas had it 20 plays to just 8 for the Challengers. Here in the second, the Challengers so far have run only 8 plays, just as they did in the first.
Trips to the right, the wide side of the field. Farmer rolling right, pass complete. There with the reception is Scaglione. He picks up first down yardage and more.
Yeah, nice catch, nice run by Scaglione. Picks up 12 yards and a Challenger first down.
Well, this makes it easy for me with the down and distance graphics. I just keep it at 1st and 10.
There you go. That does make it easy, doesn't it?
How's that for efficiency?
Very efficient.
47-yard line of Douglas, 6:20 to go in the first half of play. Derek Farmer, the quarterback. Bryson Walker in the backfield with them. Seth Scaglione, the tight end to the left side. Taking his time, little long count there. And they'll go ahead and hand to Walker. Walker squirts through. He may be small, but he is fierce.
Well, and he's a very balanced runner. He stays very balanced when he's running, so you can hit him, but just hitting him is not going to take him down. You got to wrap him up because he's just going to bounce off of you and go to the next guy, and that's what you saw there. He probably got hit by 2 or 3 different guys and just kept bouncing off people and pushing forward.
Challenger line, we're seeing a pretty fair amount of Aiden Slack in the game at right guard. Over at the left guard spot is Brady Dorner.
Notice the Challengers are going with 5 linemen instead of bringing a tight end.
And the ball hanging up in the air, Scaglione, and coverage back there. I believe that is Driscoll.
Scaglione, ball's incomplete. That brings up
Incomplete pass brings up a 3rd down and 1.
Just taking a shot there, and a good job by Douglas of not taking the bait on the little out. That cornerback was playing back even when he made a little fake like he was going to run an out pattern, and stayed way beyond him and did not let Skaggs get behind him.
3rd down and 1, 5:16 in the half. Farmer with Walker in the backfield. And a little pass over the middle, caught by Covey. First down yardage, takes it inside the 20 as the Challengers make their way into the red zone.
The result of the play is a first down.
23 yards on just a little slant. I love that little play. And nice job by Covey. The ball was thrown a little bit behind him, but he was able to make that adjustment, turn his hips and his hands back, and then catch the football. So really nice play by him. Good throw by Farmer. And had to throw it quickly because he was getting some pressure, but all in all, a great play for the Challengers. Picks up 23 yards and another first down.
Clock running with 4:47 to go in the half.
Most rhythm we've seen from the offense all night on this drive.
Farmer Short drop. Pass.
Caught by Skaggs, I believe, but
not
for a
much
short gain.
out of
yeah.
it. But I guess better than a poke in the eye with a sharp stick.
Give him 3 yards on the play. And no sharp sticks.
Right. See a score flashing up. Corvallis leading North Eugene 27-0.
Correction, incomplete.
Oh, they changed their mind.
Okay. Back to a 2nd and 10.
It sure looked like they said it was complete at first, but
2nd and 10 play. Farmer, pass complete to Scaglione. He has some blocking. Tries to turn the corner just outside the 10 before he's met by a host of Trojans.
And he gets 11 yards and a first down for the Challengers.
One of the guys in on the stop is Landon Perez, wearing number 1. And it looks like it's going to be a 1st and goal at the 10.
10 on the play, 1st and goal.
3:53, and the Challengers have done exactly what they wanted to do here in this with this drive, is run a bunch of time off the clock and to get the ball down the field, and hopefully here they can cash in and score some points right before the end of the half.
Farmer with Seth Scaglione as lined up as an H-back. Farmer getting some pressure. He's going to roll out to his right, looking to the end zone. I think he was just kind of throwing that one away.
Well, he's got Scaglione wide open again, and he just overthrew him. And he's going to have to work on that throwing the ball on the move, because, again, Scaglione, there was no one within 5 yards of him. Down at the 1-2 yard line, and just throws it right over his head.
That'll stop the clock with 3:27 left to go. Obviously, with that 14-point lead, as you said, Mark, they'd love to eat clock and get additional separation. I don't think these Trojans are going away.
Well, and especially considering the fact, and there goes Walker. Touchdown.
Walker strolls to the end zone. Touchdown, Challengers.
Just what the doctor ordered there. A nice little juke move by Walker on the guy on the edge, and he didn't even he's still trying to figure out where Walker went.
Yeah, you can see right here, this guy is entertaining to watch.
Where'd he go? Nice job by Walker with the touchdown. 10 yards for the Challengers, and gets that separation they wanted to get back before halftime. And now we go to adventures in 2-point conversions.
Derek Farmer in the backfield along with Bryson Walker. Everybody in tight except for Scaglione, split wide to the left.
Yeah, and one-on-one coverage out here on Skaggs. Let's see what they do with that.
Farmer looking to the right side, finds Covey. It looked to me like he got in, but
he dropped the ball. The ball went rolling away.
Well, that won't work. So the Challengers find themselves, though, up by 20. 26-6. We'll take a timeout, and then we'll be right back on TableRockSports.net.
The Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram of Medford Superstore wants to buy your vehicle. So we'll beat any other dealer's offer to buy your vehicle by $500. And if we don't buy your vehicle, we'll fill up your gas tank. Only at Lithia Dodge.
With expert advice and helpful tools like our room visualizer, it's easy to see yourself enjoying your perfect floors.
What just happened?
That's the One Effect.
Whoa.
Right now, laminate starts at only $1.99 a square foot. Carpet just 99 cents a square foot. And ask about special no-interest financing. Only at Lippert's Carpet One, Medford and Grants Pass.
The Lithia Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram of Medford Superstore wants to buy your vehicle. So we'll beat any other dealer's offer to buy your vehicle by $500. And if we don't buy your vehicle, we'll fill up your gas tank. Only at Lithia Dodge.
Blake Patro, once again, will handle the kicking chores for the Challengers. His second kickoff of the evening. Craig Merrihew starting out the night with some success on those shorter end-over-end kicks. Patro, kind of a line drive job, but that'll be out of bounds. Patro
Kick goes out of bounds. Penalty flag.
plays the offensive line for Cascade. We also see him on part of the defensive line rotation, but the ball out of bounds.
Let's see if they want to make him kick it again or if they're going to just take it at 35. Actually, looks like they're going to give it to him at the 40.
So the Trojans with great field position to open this drive.
On the field, challengers.
Scored on their last possession. And we'll take this opportunity right here to remind you that we give you the invitation to stay tuned at halftime for stats and updates brought to you by the Medford Parks and Recreation Department. The Fall Activities Guide is out now with sports leagues, classes, and activities for all. Visit playmedford.com to learn more. Fans, Road Credit Union is your partner in your financial journey and is proud to partner with Table Rock Sports each year to bring you coverage of your favorite teams. And thank you to Avista Utilities in Southern Oregon for over 15 years in support of our local sports coverage. Well, the challengers coming in, well, with a little less in the way of weapons in their arsenal tonight. Alex Fianaka out, Caleb Parker out, Jacob Beamish remains out of the lineup.
I would expect Jacob to be back next week at least.
I would tend to think so. And he'll give the challengers some additional speed in their secondary and at wideout. Meanwhile, Sawyer, pretty looking pass. Double coverage.
Pass intended for number 14, Lucius
And
George.
he was looking for Lucius George.
Broken up by the challengers.
We see Bryson Walker back there and Derek Farmer on the coverage. It'll bring up second down.
Yeah, double safeties on the coverage. Both the safeties.
Sawyer looking to throw. Pass complete. Picking up first down yardage on the reception. There is Nello Driscoll.
Yeah, give him 12 yards and a first down. And again, that good field position that the challengers gave him, Douglas has taken advantage of.
In the backfield, Ryder Sawyer. Taylor with, well, looked like he had the reception. And
well, he received something all right, but it wasn't something he wanted.
A pop.
He got a pop from Derek Farmer right at the line of scrimmage, and even though he didn't catch the ball. So that was kind of a double whammy for him, unfortunately.
I think Taylor wants the license number of that truck.
Oh, man.
So it'll bring up a second down and 10. The Trojans at the Challenger 43. Sawyer dropping back, looking to throw. And this just a wee bit behind the intended target, Driscoll, but we have a penalty flag against the Challengers.
Yeah, I think that one's going on Covey. Usually the guy with his hands held up asking why is the one that got the penalty.
Yeah.
Normally, but,
penalty goes against the Challengers.
And that will give Douglas a first down, I believe.
So how many penalties is that for Cascade now in the half?
6. They're heading for the 12 they had last game so far. That's not a good sign.
No.
First down now.
And that's going to set things up on the 28-yard line.
2:40 to go here in the second quarter. Douglas with plenty of time to get something done.
Sawyer going to take off and run with it. He's got
Dropped
a good
the football.
burst, but lost the football. Loose, and I believe the Challengers got it, and they do. So the second turnover of the half for the Trojans.
Yeah, second one by the quarterback. both turnovers. He's been the fumbler, and the Challengers are doing a good job of stripping that ball out of people's hands when they get downfield, and just a great job of doing that, and then finding the football and taking it over here. 2:28 to go in the second quarter. Challengers with the football, and remember, they get the football to start the second half too, so they don't have to be super aggressive here.
Seth Scaglione going to come in as the tight end. He's been kind of holding down that spot this evening in place of Fianaka. Slot receiver on the right side is Covey. Scaglione split out wide to the left. Bryson Walker in the backfield, along with the quarterback, Derek Farmer. Farmer rolls out to his left, little pitch play, but read well defensively by the Trojans.
Yeah, that play really wasn't executed the way that it should be. You got to sprint out, not kind of shuffle out, and that gives the cornerback time to read the play, and the end did a good job of taking the quarterback, and the corner did a great job of coming up and taking the pitch guy.
They're on the hit for the Trojans, Lucius George. 1:56 and the clock running here, late in the first half. Farmer awaiting the play from the sideline. Quick drop, looks to throw, pass incomplete. There on a little slant is Mike Covey.
Incomplete. That brings up third down.
Yeah, they went to the well again on that little slant. This time Douglas doing a good job of covering it, and nothing doing for the Challengers. Remember, they've completed that little slant pass a couple of different times to Covey for some big gains, and that time Douglas reading the play and doing a good job of stopping it.
Into the Challenger lineup, wearing number 3 is Jackson Freilich. Third and 10.
See what the Challengers come up with here. Wouldn't be surprised to see that screen to Walker again.
Farmer looking right, looking in the air, and did he catch it?
Nope, it's
he
overthrown.
Did not.
And Skaggs was open again, and Derek just threw that ball right over his head.
So that'll bring up a 4th down and 10. Challengers will have to punt it away here, and if I'm not mistaken, this is their first punt of the night.
It is, and I'm curious to see Skaggs is going to punt it, it looks like.
Well, what else? Who else? I mean, what doesn't he do?
Well, apparently he doesn't kick off, but other than that.
He does just about everything, including he can take a turn at quarterback. Grants Pass leading North Medford 14-0 at the half.
Well, they're starting their league games already, huh?
Apparently so. Wasting no time getting the season underway.
Kind of looks like Douglas is going to come after Skaggs, but he got it away.
And a good kick, and this will take a little bit of a Challenger bounce.
And run some clock.
Remains in play at the 42-yard line. 1:18 left to go in the half.
So the Challengers can't do anything with that recovered fumble, but at least they run some of that clock off. Just 1:18 to go here in the second quarter, and Douglas now is going to have to hustle if they want to get some more points on the board before half.
False start on the Challengers is declined.
Another penalty against Cascade Christian.
Trojans will take over in their
declined.
own territory at the 43-yard line.
It'll be at their own 43.
I'm not sure why you declined that. I think I would have made him punt it again, but Douglas decides maybe just to save some clock, I guess. You would save a little bit of clock by declining it.
Sawyer with Taylor in the backfield. He'll roll out to his left, look downfield, pass complete, but there with the coverage.
Nope, incomplete.
Ball's incomplete.
Farmer with the hit. And, I think that little slot receiver over there is getting pretty he's not going to be too excited to catch any more balls.
No.
Lucius George, if he keeps getting hit like that.
Farmer with more hits than Elvis Presley tonight.
Yes.
2nd down and 10. Sawyer uncorks the throw.
Good coverage again down the field by Farmer.
We also see Hutton Walker in the neighborhood. That's one thing you can say. Yeah, the secondary has done its job this evening.
And they've had to, because the Challengers have not got their usual amount of pressure on Sawyer, and he's had time to throw the football.
Nathan Kuhl checks in quickly. In motion is Driscoll.
You're going to go 3 receivers over there to the far side of the field.
Sawyer dropping back and uncork the throw. This one way overthrown. Looks like there's some pressure there by Tucker Maben.
That brings up 4th down.
4th down now for Douglas. 4th and 10. What are they going to do here? I think the smart thing to do is probably punt the football. Let's see what they decide to do.
So the Trojans sputter on this drive.
Looks like they're going to go. Well, what are they doing? Looks like they're going to punt it. Bryson Walker going to go back. Sort of in safe coverage. You can see the Challengers covering all the receivers, and Walker going to go back, and the ball's kicked smartly away from him. And it's going to go out of bounds down around the 15-yard line.
Flag on the play.
And we see a flag coming in.
What is the flag for?
That looks like at about the 37-yard line of Cascade. Interesting spot for it. It was while the kick was in the air. So it came in fairly early.
Personal foul against the Challengers. For what?
Personal foul against the Challengers.
So a little discussion going on.
Well, John Getman not happy about the call, I can tell you that.
No.
I think I can see him from here say, it's football.
Okay.
I think the ref was calling one of the Challengers for shoving someone out of bounds. Well, it's football.
It's football.
and the Challenger was blocking.
So the Challengers find themselves deep in their own territory. 47 seconds left to go in the half. Aiden Slack.
I think if I'm Coach Getman here, I just run the football and run the football twice and call it a half.
I think that would probably be a pretty good call. Farmer rolling out to his left. Gets out of the end zone. He's got a little bit of running room. He's going to go ahead and lower the shoulder and picks up first down yardage for the Challengers.
And gets about 12 yards for the Challengers.
And that'll run the clock down to 34 seconds.
Of course, it stops to set the chains.
Farmer looking way downfield, and it's
intercepted.
picked off. So the Trojans get it back with 24 seconds left.
Pass is picked off by the Trojans, number 23, Devin.
It's almost as good as a punt, but you don't usually punt on first down.
No, you don't. Devin Taylor there making the play, giving his team another opportunity before the half.
Again, I think running the football and going to half would have been a wiser choice there. But the Challengers choose to to take the chance and turn the ball over. Although there's only 24 seconds here to go. Let's see what Douglas does.
Sawyer, his pass tipped.
Yeah, nice job by the Challengers. That time, Blake Pateru?
Yeah.
Blake Pateru on the knockdown. Get those big mitts up in the air and hit that ball. Nice job by him. If you can't get to the quarterback, put those hands up and knock the football down.
That's right. Well, those big mitts serve him well. He's one of the aces of the Challenger pitching staff, and he's just a sophomore. 19 seconds left. Second down and 10. Sawyer running into a crowd. Challengers close in on him.
Ryder Sawyer brought down in the backfield by a host of Challengers.
Why is the clock not running is my question.
Loss on the play. That brings up 3rd down.
I wonder, they must have called timeout.
They did. They called timeout.
All right.
Interesting.
Timeout on the field.
So timeout called gives you us an opportunity to thank Sherm's Thunderbird and Food for Less in Southern Oregon. For 30 years of sponsorship with Table Rock Sports. Great community partners. If you shop at Sherm's, they will save you money.
So a 6-yard sack there for the Challengers. And we add those sack yards in, and so far in the first half, the Trojans just have 16 yards rushing here in the first half, but they do have 108 yards passing unofficially. So they've done a good job of throwing the ball, and they've thrown it 25 times in the half, Jim.
Wow.
And that's why this half seems like it's dragging on a bit, I think, when you throw the ball that much. That's what happens.
Yeah, in real time, this half has gone an hour and 17 minutes.
And both teams have thrown the ball quite a bit here in the second quarter.
11 seconds to go in the second quarter. Twin receivers for the Trojans out to the right. Twins to the left. Sawyer throwing.
Oh.
And a near pickoff by Caleb Scaglione.
Yeah, just about picked by Skaggs, but he doesn't hang on to it.
Fourth down.
Fourth down and a bunch for the Trojans, and they've got 5 seconds. Basically, final play for the half.
Well, looks like they're gonna get in. Well, what are they gonna do? Looks like they're just gonna throw it as far as they can. So if you're Bryson Walker, you probably ought to back up.
And they're gonna go ahead and go with quartet to the right, and the sack there by the Challengers ends the half. Seth Scaglione there, and that will end the first half of play to its conclusion. So, Cascade Christian Challengers find themselves leading by a score of 26-6. Stick around for the halftime report. Did you know the city of Medford is the largest provider of community recreation classes, programs, and sports leagues in Southern Oregon? Check out the fall program guide for hundreds of offerings at playmedford.com. We'll go ahead and take a 2-minute break, and then we'll be right back here on TableRockSports.net.
Discover the Crater Advantage at Crater Car Wash today. Scan the QR code and sign up for your free $18 wash. Crater Car Wash. Clean. Dry. Fast.
What is a getaway? Is it leaving the familiar behind? Or discovering a place that feeds your hunger? Where passion sings, food is a culture, and every performance demands an encore. So let the journey be your destination. Then feast your eyes and nourish your soul in Southern Oregon. Your reservation starts when you travel Medford.
Discover the Crater Advantage at Crater Car Wash today. Scan the QR code and sign up for your free $18 wash. Crater Car Wash. Clean. Dry. Fast.
After having a pretty good first quarter. 2 for 13.
It's halftime. Let's take a look at some highlights from the first half. I'll grab this scoring summary here, and a fun first half it was. Maybe not always pretty at times, but plenty of highlights. Getting the scoring started, it would be Caleb Scaglione We see him here on the fly sweep. Going in motion, well-executed play. Gets a little opening on the left side of that line. Brings it in for a touchdown to give the Challengers an 8-0 lead after a successful 2-point conversion. Then Caleb Scaglione, if once good, twice as nice. On a long kickoff return, Scaglione goes 60 yards on a punt return. 2-point conversion attempt, no good. The Challengers take a 14-0 lead. Here, Challengers, Bryson Walker, and as I recall, this is the play that ended up getting called back after a penalty, and when Mark has the numbers for us for halftime, I think we'll find that the Challengers, once again, dogged by some penalty trouble here in the game. So again, they get another crack at it here. Farmer hands to Walker. Walker takes it up the middle, gets a little leap there in the end. Walker scoring on a 4-yard touchdown run as the Challengers extend the lead. Then, finally, after knocking on the door, Douglas knocks it down, dropping back, looking to throw, is Sawyer. His pass is complete to Marsh. He scores, puts the Trojans on the board to make it a 20-6 ball game after the unsuccessful 2-point conversion attempt. Then the Challengers put a little gravy on the potatoes here late in the second quarter. Farmer to Walker. Walker off to the races, brings it home, and that gives us our halftime score of the Challengers 26 and the Trojans 6. The Medford Parks and Recreation Department invites you to check out the Rogue X Aquatics and Event Center. Check for open swim and gym sessions and see events taking place at roguexmedford.com. Come join the fun at Rogue X. We'll go ahead and pause for messages, and when we return, Mark McLemore will have the halftime stats. That's coming up on TableRockSports.net.
Diverse venues, we got them. Year-round sports access? You bet. Race cars, soccer, paragliding? Check, check, check. Medford has it covered as your sport ground, where the West Coast plays.
Okay, you know how people complain about how Dutch Bros workers are like too nice, too hyper, compliment you too much, whatever? Maybe you're not nice enough. Maybe you need to get a little Dutch Bros in you.
Discover the West Coast destination for those seeking more. More sunny days, more athletic facilities, more outdoor adventures, more to do during downtime. Medford is your sport ground, where the West Coast plays.
Here at Lithium Driveway Fields in Medford, Oregon, the Cascade Christian Challengers leading by 20, a score of 26-6. Looks like Mark is putting the final
good to go
totals there, and, well, take it away.
Yeah, I think the biggest thing, you mentioned it, the good teams, they run the football and they take away the run, and that's what we saw with the Challengers here in the first half. Douglas ran the ball 10 times for just 11 yards, so 1.1 yards per carry. Meanwhile, the Challengers, 12 carries, 77 yards. That's 6.4 yards per carry. So Challengers ran the football. They also threw it for 138 yards. So, a little good balance by Cascade in the first half, and they're ahead in the football game as you would expect. Douglas, on the other hand, they did have 8 first downs in that first half, and they there were times when they controlled the football and just couldn't finish drives. Passing though, Sawyer 10 for 26, just 10 for 26, not a good percentage. for 108 yards. He threw the ball pretty well in that first quarter. Second quarter, 2 for 13. So really struggled in the second quarter throwing the ball. The Challengers got a little bit more pressure on him in that second quarter than they did in the first quarter, and maybe that affected him a little bit. But all in all, a good job by that Challenger defense. Return yards for Douglas, 25. So total offense for the Trojans, 144 yards. They had 4 penalties for 50 yards. And then the other thing that really killed them was the 2 fumbles. Sawyer fumbled the football twice. Challengers recovered both of them. And one of them, they were driving, inside the 30-yard line of Cascade Christian, and he ends up fumbling the ball away. And a really good opportunity for them there to score some points. He had a first down by the time he fumbled it, and, probably would have been in the red zone. Unfortunately for them, he fumbles it away. The Challengers take advantage of that and had done a really good job in the first half of being opportunistic when they've had to. For Cascade Christian, they had 9 first downs in that first half, so just 1 more than Douglas. I mentioned the 12 carries for 77 yards. Most of those, the bigger runs by Walker, and also, the quarterback doing some of that running as well. 8 for 17 for Cascade Christian throwing the football, and Farmer doing a good job of looking downfield, sometimes not hitting his open targets, though. I mean, he's usually a little better than 8 for 17. That's under 50%. We usually see him a little over 50%. So I'm sure that's something they're talking about in the halftime locker room, is just setting his feet, making sure he's throwing the ball in the right places. For 130, he was 8 for 17 for 138 yards. He did throw that one interception on a long pass to Scaglione, and cornerback doing a good job for Douglas ends up intercepting that ball. So the Challengers with a 1 turnover as well in the first half. Return yards for Cascade Christians. Remember, they had a 60-yard punt return for a touchdown, had 10 return yards on a kickoff. So total, that's 70 altogether for return yards. So total offense for the Challengers, 285 to just 144 for Douglas. Penalties, though, that's the big problem for Cascade Christian. 7 penalties in the first half. Just like last week, I think they had 8 in the first half. This week, 7 for 90 yards, and those are going to continue to be a problem if they don't get that fixed. So a lot to overcome when you get that many yards and penalties.
Absolutely. You don't want to be giving things away to the opposition, for sure. We welcome back Lippert's Carpet One of Medford and Grants Pass, State Farm agent Rory Wold of Medford, and Crater Car Wash in the Rogue Valley. We thank you for partnering with Table Rock Sports again in 2025. 3 great additions to our sponsor roster. Speaking of sponsors, let's go ahead and take a quick 2-minute break, and then we'll get you ready for the start of the second half. The Challengers coming in tonight 1-0, looking to raise their record to 2-0. Douglas, their season opener. It's 26-6 Challengers. We'll be back in 2 minutes.
Should your new floor come from Lippert's Carpet One? Because we're passionate about the spaces our neighbors call home. We're part of the world's largest cooperative of independently owned flooring stores, so you can be sure you'll get great selection at a great price. We take the guesswork out of helping you choose the right floor. Right now, save up to 50% on wood, laminate, and waterproof plank, plus pay no interest for 12 months at the one store for your perfect floor, Lippert's Carpet One, Medford and Grants Pass.
It's time to save on a healthy night's sleep during the Labor Day sale at Medford Mattress. Store-wide savings on all in-stock mattresses. Discover the full line of Beauty Rest with advanced cooling technology and the super comfortable Beauty Rest Black. Great sleep is a luxury you deserve. If you want to save on a healthy night's sleep without all the pressure and games, now's your chance during the Labor Day sale. Only at Medford Mattress, downtown Medford, where quality is not costly.
At Rogue Credit Union, we don't answer to shareholders. Instead, we return earnings back to our members. We know that we're stronger when we work together, and that's why we're invested here, living, giving, and supporting local. We're your friends and your neighbors. We know the needs of our communities. Being a part of Rogue means that our focus is on our members, and when you prosper, we prosper. See the credit union difference and how being a part of something smaller can have a bigger impact.
Hi guys, my name is Mason Mahaffey.
I'm the Solar Pros Manager of Oregon, and I'm also a teacher and a coach here in the Rogue Valley. Have you looked into solar panels and it didn't make financial sense? I brought Solar Pros here to Oregon to make it more affordable for working class families to put solar on their home. Solar Pros is purposely beating our competitors' prices by thousands of dollars because we are that serious about saving you money. Solar Pros PNW provides the most comfortable, educational, and personal solar experience in Oregon. Visit our Facebook page at Solar Pros PNW to see all of our projects and all the families that
It's game time. And there's only one thing that makes it all possible. Refs.
We're looking for people like you.
Former athletes, parents, community members.
anyone who can manage the game and stick with it.
But we need more heroes in stripes, people like you.
Join the team and keep sports alive.
Play ball.
Because no ref, no game.
Choose a company that best represents you and our local community.
Choose a company that focuses on relationships rather than transactions.
Choose a company that empowers their employees and provides growth opportunities from within.
Choose a company that shows compassion and rises to the occasion in times of need.
Call a John L. Scott broker today.
Here at Gary H. Wheeler Field, both teams back out on the field, getting stretched out, limbered up for the start of the second half. The challengers will open the half with the football, and they have a lead in the game. You know, one of the reasons why they often like to defer, if possible, is if they're in a situation like this one, up by 20, you get a little additional separation. Hopefully for you, it sets the tone for the second half and helps take care of business. But we'll see what happens here. Fortunately, after some of the injuries that hit this week, the challengers haven't looked any worse for wear, those that are available to play this evening. And we've seen a couple of players take advantage of those opportunities. We see Aiden Slack, the big guy, getting an opportunity to get some varsity snaps and show what he can do there. And then also Rowan Erickson, I should say.
Doing a great job at the linebacker spot.
Yes, he's come in and made a difference. Seth Scaglione, he sees a fair amount of action, mostly on defense, but tonight he's been a mainstay at tight end to help out that offensive line. So those that are getting the opportunity to play are doing some good things with it, and they have their team up by 20. We'll take one final timeout, and then it'll be time for the second half here on TableRockSports.net.
Combining your home and auto insurance could save you time and money. And who doesn't like that? Want surprisingly great rates on auto, home, and life? Now's the time to call State Farm agent Rory Wold in Medford.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
This has been my profession for 30 plus years now. I really love my work. We try to source as many ingredients as we can, as local as possible, like local fruits and vegetables. We have a menu like you would find in any nice restaurant. We don't make it until you order it, so everything will be coming out fresh. We do have wonderful desserts here as well. Every day you have 5 or 6 options as far as a fresh dessert go. People are bringing their friends and family and wanting to show off what we have here to offer.
Come take a tour of Twin Creeks and meet our award-winning.
For over 50 years, each day has started with a smile, a helping hand, and a promise to be there when you need us most. Delivering on that promise are our hard-working, dedicated employees. At Sherms, we're proud to be an essential part of our community and look forward to keeping our selection, quality, and value where our customers deserve for many years to come. Sherms Food for Less and Thunderbird Market.
What is a getaway? Is it leaving the familiar behind? Or discovering a place that feeds your hunger? Where passion sings, Food is a culture, and every performance demands an encore. So let the journey be your destination. Then feast your eyes.
Pretty cool.
Yeah, it is. Get ready to start the third quarter. Trojans getting set to kick it away. Perez. End over end kick. And Walker's going to let this go out of bounds.
Flag on the play.
So that will bring up a flag on the play against the Trojans.
The Challengers should get the ball at the 35.
So the Challengers open up the second half with the ball and the lead at 26-6.
Opportunity for them to really put a statement drive here together and kind of get this one tidied up. Don't let Douglas think they're going to come back in this thing. A nice sustained drive with some points would go a long ways toward that goal for the Challengers.
Empty backfield, save for the quarterback Farmer. 4 receivers set and a tight end. Going in motion, Mikey Covey. And Farmer going to take off and run with it. He crosses the 35-yard line to the 40, up towards midfield, run down at the 47. Suddenly that brings back memories. I think it was Cascade playing Sutherland a couple of years ago. Keith Reed at quarterback. And the Challengers, almost their entire first drive of that game, it was Keith running with the football and an empty backfield.
Yeah, they did that a lot in that game. That one I like because they faked the fly sweep to Covey, and pretty much most of Douglas's defense bought that fake, and then they pulled a few linemen out in front of Derek Farmer. Really nice job on that play of the lineman blocking downfield, and Farmer able to pick up a good gain.
Farmer completes the pass to Hutton Walker. Walker gets across midfield, keeps his feet. He'll end up with a nice little gain on first down. So Challengers have kind of gone in fits and starts, but that rhythm that we saw on their last score, we see at least initially here.
Yeah, the offense has been getting, we talked about that before. It usually takes a couple games for the offense to get some rhythm, and now we're starting to see some of that in this one. That's a good sign for the Challengers.
Ball is placed at the Trojans' 48-yard line.
Ball at the 48-yard line, second down and 5. Farmer and Walker in the backfield. Twins to both sides of the line. Got a motion man. And there.
And that's a bad read by Derek Farmer. He's got to keep that ball when he sees the end come upfield. He's got to keep the football, and he doesn't.
And that ends up at about a 5-yard loss.
Yep, because he doesn't keep the ball.
So that'll bring up a third down and 10. The ball at the Challengers' own 46. Opening drive of the second half. Clock running with 10-12 to go in the third.
That fly sweep play, you have to read the defensive end. The defensive end comes upfield, then you have to keep the football, and he doesn't keep it and pays the consequences. And the Challengers with a 5-yard loss now. After gaining 5 on first down, they lose 5 on second down. They're right back where they started.
Third and 10. Farmer got pressure coming, and then he throws the pass complete and burrowing his way up field, lowering the shoulder. And
it's Michael Covey.
Mike Covey there with the reception. That'll move the chains as the Challengers pick up a fresh set of downs.
Now, I would call that a tight end screen or a slot screen. And Challengers run that one very well. Got the lineman out in front of him. And Covey kind of lowers his shoulder, gets an extra yard or two. That picks up the first down for Cascade Christian.
First and 10. Ball at the 43 of Douglas. Trips to the right. Walker in the backfield with Farmer. And it'll be Farmer on the keeper. He'll take it out to the edge. Really can't get much out of it. Good pursuit defensively by the Trojans.
Yeah, Farmer, he gets out there pretty good, but Douglas has done a good job of keeping themselves outside, on the edges and not letting the Challengers get around the corner.
Gets about a yard out of it to bring up second down and 9. Scaglione will be split out wide to the left. A pair of slots on his side. Farmer with the long count.
And you can see Douglas going to bring a blitz from the right side. Both guys over there look like they're coming.
In motion, there is
and a
Farmer.
Nice read that time by the. You see the difference there?
Oh, yeah.
So that time Farmer kept the ball, and the defensive end hit Bryson Walker, but Bryson didn't have the ball.
Well, he did so good at it, he fooled the announcer.
Yeah, nice job by him. That's about an 18-yard gain because he read that play correctly and pulled the ball and ran it himself. Good blocking down the field by the wide receivers, help him pick up that extra yards, and he gets 18 and a first down for the Challengers. Good read that time.
So it'll be 1st and 10 for the Challengers at the 21 of Douglas.
Challengers over 100 yards rushing now in the game, so doing a good job of keeping that balance between rushing and passing. 102 on the ground, 155 through the air. So that's what we like to see from when Cascade's good. They do a little of both.
Jackson Freilich in the ball game wearing number 3. They'll give to Covey. Covey crosses the 20-yard line, gets into the red zone as he works it down to about the 18.
Yeah, I like to see them mixing it up of Walker and Covey in the backfield. You got a bigger back and a little scat back. It's a good mix. And that time Covey picks up about 4 yards for the Challengers. And they'd like nothing less to just keep this ball moving down the field and keep running that clock. Clock is their friend when they're up by 20.
Covey remains in at the tailback. 4 receivers set with trips to the left. Farmer. Quick out to Scaglione. Scaglione slips a tackler. No real gain on the play.
Timeout on the field.
A timeout called. Looks like we've got a man down for Douglas. Not unusual in this heat. We'll go ahead and take a quick 30-second break. And then we'll be back with more here on TableRockSports.net.
Sports are in trouble, and officials are in extreme demand.
So we're looking for people like you.
Former athletes,
parents, and community members.
What it takes is attention to detail,
A positive attitude and respect for the game.
Anyone who can manage the game and stick with it.
because the hard truth is,
no ref, no game. Play ball.
Kurt Smet, athletic trainer for the Challengers, helping out a Trojan player experiencing some cramping. Not unusual while the weather's still hot. We hit a 95 today here in the Medford area. Thankfully, it cools down quickly after dark, but we're noticing some haze in the air.
Well, but also remember, it's Douglas's first game.
That's correct.
So the Challengers have got one another belt, so they're a little more acclimated, I think is the right word, to playing in some warmer weather. They've already done it once.
We'll correct this. We got a third down and 6 on the play. Here with the carry is Bryson Walker. Walker muscles his way inside the 10-yard line to get another Challenger first down.
11 yards on the carry, Walker, and a couple of nice cuts. You know, he's so quick that you think you got him, and then he makes a cut and goes in a different direction. So fun to watch.
First and goal at the 7-yard line for the Challengers, doing exactly what you know that the Brain Trust intended to do, and that was get this opening drive, eat up clock, and hopefully come away with some points on it.
Yeah, very close to that now from the 8.
Walker in the backfield along with Farmer. Receivers in tight to the right side.
And you can see Douglas now starting to crowd the line of scrimmage. So the Challengers are going to have to, oh, geez, nice cut.
Well,
Touchdown,
that'll
Walker.
take care of it. Bryson Walker, touchdown Challengers.
You see him jump out of the way of a tackler and then cut back to the left. Nice job by Walker. I just mentioned his ability to do that, and I'll tell you what, there's not a lot of guys that can do what he just did right there. It's a little Barry Sanders-ish,
yes,
if you know what I mean, where you can stop on a dime and go in a different direction.
Well, and Barry Sanders, not much bigger than Bryson Walker, but he made a career out of it. you're only going to hold them in check for so long.
Well, and I thought, one of my thoughts actually in the first half was that they didn't give Bryson the ball enough. And they're doing a little better job of that here in the second half.
4 receiver set, empty backfield. Covey in motion. Now Farmer, and he gets the ball across, and the Challengers convert this 2-point conversion to make it 34-6.
Adventures in 2 points.
And this time the adventure goes their way. Let's go ahead and take a quick timeout. 34-6 Challengers. We'll be right back in 60 seconds.
Great drive.
Diverse venues, we got them. Year-round sports access? You bet. Race cars, soccer, paragliding? Check, check, check. Medford has it covered as your sport ground, where the West Coast plays.
Okay, you know how people complain about how Dutch Bros workers are like too nice, too hyper, compliment you too much, whatever? Maybe you're not nice enough. Maybe you need to get a little Dutch Bros in you.
Discover the West Coast destination for those seeking more. More sunny days, more athletic facilities.
Back to action. Craig Merrihew back in to kick it away. We saw him early this evening, and he seemed to have a certain mastery of the short end-over-end kick with good hang time on it to get the coverage unit underneath. So he'll get another crack at some kicking chores this evening. His team leading by 28. Merrihew lays into this one. Nice looking kick, but it goes out of bounds.
He should have kicked it from the other hash mark, and he would have been good, if you know what I mean.
Right.
So that's going to go up to the 35-yard line, and
Trojans get some good field position out of this on their opening drive of the evening.
I'd almost rather see him just kick a squib kick down the middle, if you know what I mean, just than kicking it out of bounds.
Trojans take over at their own 35.
So 6:39 to go here in the third quarter, and this is the first play of the second half for the Trojan offense, as the Challengers do a great job of running a bunch of clock and getting some points on the board here to start the third quarter.
1st and 10. Taylor hasn't had much chance to carry the football. Gets the ball out across the 35 up to about, looks like you picked up about 3 or 4 on the play.
That is his longest run of the night, I think.
Well, you had mentioned earlier at halftime, Mark, that the Trojans heavy toward the pass. We'll see what they come out of the halftime locker room doing. And the pass picked off. There is Caleb Scaglione. The Challengers with the turnover for the Trojans, their third of the game.
Well, and Sawyer, that ball, that's not on him. He threw a really nice pass to Willis, and it bounced off Willis's hands and right into Scaglione. So you can't blame that one on the quarterback. That's your receiver not catching the football when it hits him in the hands. And unfortunately for Douglas, it bounces right up in the air and is an easy pick for Skaggs.
Okay, looks like they got enough time here, and I don't know that I'll ever quite get used to, Mark, the no huddle, which buys you a lot of time to do what just happened there with a quick word between Coach Getman and Derek Farmer. He'll have trips out to his left, Walker in the backfield with him. I believe that's Seth Scaglione lined up, and yep, he's in that tight end spot like he's been all evening long. Farmer, short drop. Finds an open man. That's Scaglione. And a flag right at the end of the play.
I think there might have been a face mask as a guess, though.
Coming in that late, that seems like that would be a reasonable guess.
Yep, it is. Face mask on Douglas.
Face mask on the Trojans.
So give Skaggs an 8-yard or 7-yard gain, and then the Challengers are going to get a first down via a penalty here.
So Cascade Christian leading by 20 at the half. Go on a long drive and get additional separation. Now off the turnover, they find themselves on the move. This is going to spot the ball at the 30-yard line, putting them in excellent position to add to the margin. Trip receivers out to the right side, the wide side of the field. Scaglione to the left. Farmer, little pump fake, throws long, and I believe that may have
intercepted.
So an interception by the Douglas Trojans.
That's the second time that Farmers tried to throw the ball deep down the sideline, and Taylor stayed back there, and first one, there's really no one close. That time Scaglione and him in a little bit of a battle, but ends up being intercepted in the end zone by the Trojans and will come out to the 20 where they'll take over.
Devin Taylor coming through for the Trojans, who promptly get it back with the ball at their own 20.
5:29 to go here in the third quarter. Challengers lead at 34-6.
So Sawyer looking left, completes the pass. Will end up picking up about 8 yards on the play.
Pass complete to number 3, Nalo Driscoll.
Driscoll with the reception.
And there's a challenger down.
Timeout on the field. And we will pause quickly for a message while they take care of the challenger player.
Sports are in trouble, and officials are in extreme demand.
So we're looking for people like you.
Former athletes.
Parents and community members.
What it takes is attention to detail.
A positive attitude and respect for the game.
Anyone who can manage the game and stick with it.
Because the hard truth is,
No ref, no game. Play ball.
A lot more than he's probably been playing.
For sure. Hutton Walker, you can see limping a little bit as he's coming off the field, but once again, just probably needing a little hydration at this juncture of the ball game. 5:18 left to go in the third. There's a second down and 2 for the Trojans, trailing in the ball game by a score of 34-6. Sawyer getting some pressure, and they're wrestling him to the ground. Tucker Maben.
Nice job. Tucker gets his first sack. That was very nice.
Sawyer brought down in the backfield.
So loss of a couple of yards on the play. Been seeing a lot of Nathan Kuhl along that line, a freshman. Good-sized kid for his age and making the most of his opportunity here. It is Keith Taylor.
On the carry.
And a flag coming in late. Check and see what this is about. A face mask against the challengers.
Challengers, 5-yard penalty.
So you've talked to Mark. This is going to be a 5-yard face mask versus the 15 variety. You've talked about that before.
Yeah, it's whether you grab and jerk or whether you just grab and let go immediately because you know what I mean.
Right.
It's whether you turn his head. If you don't turn his head, it's the 5-yard variety.
Sawyer dropping back, looking to throw. Overthrows his intended target, but Marsh is there to make the catch.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's better to be lucky than good.
Yeah, there you go. Off of one receiver's hands and into the other.
They'll give him 6 on the play to bring up a second down and 4. 3:56 left to go in the third. Sawyer getting pressure. Covey's back there. And also there to pull him down.
Is that Hutt back in there again? Nope, 78. Who's 78?
That is Nathan Kuhl.
Nice job, Nathan Kuhl.
Covey and Nathan Kuhl in on the sack.
I saw a 7, and I didn't see the 8 until he turned.
Well, I told him, with a name like Cool, you have to be a jock.
Yeah, you have to be cool.
Yes.
That's all there is to it.
And he was quite cool there. Again, getting a lot of playing time tonight in the absence of Alex Fianaka. 3rd and 15. This experience is going to pay dividends down the road. Sawyer, once again, trying to escape trouble. And we've got Erickson there and the leading tackler from last week, Wyatt Hurley.
And he still picks up about 4 yards somehow after all of that.
Well, I got to give Sawyer props. He has definitely been a tough customer tonight.
He has been. And it's 4th down. It looks like they're going to punt, but it's somewhat a mystery.
Yes.
They don't really, quarterback just drops back a little bit further than they do, and they are in the same formation that they always are, it seems like. Nice punt.
There with the reception. He juggles it, but Walker holds on. He's out to the 50-yard line, keeps his feet, and taken out at about the 40.
And it's Sawyer that has to, after he punted it, he has to end up making the tackle.
So the Challengers, great field position here with 2:13 left to go in the third.
Yeah, a 40-yard punt return always helps, doesn't it?
Oh, it certainly does. Flips the field for them.
That was a really good punt, but he kind of outkicked his coverage, to be honest.
Ball is placed at the 40-yard
and
line.
Walker, once he gets ahead of steam going up the field, he's tough to stop.
Oh, that's for sure. Farmer, and I believe that's Covey in the backfield with him. It is. He'll get the carry across the 35-yard line to the 30, to the 20, keeps his feet as he works his way to bring up a 1st down and goal.
30 yards on the run. A couple of nice cuts by Covey. That's encouraging to see him run the football like that.
So it's like the Challengers have thunder and lightning.
Yeah, they do. That's one of the best runs I've seen from him, and that was very well done. Some good blocking out in front of him. Made a couple of nice cuts once he got up the field and picked up 30 yards and another Challenger 1st down.
1st and goal of the 10. In motion, Cablo Scaglione. He goes to the right side. They'll hand to Covey. Covey keeps his feet, has some running room, and he's going to leap, and he scores. Mikey Covey with the TD to make it 40-6.
10-yard touchdown for Covey, and I don't know. Boy, he looked good on those 2 plays, didn't he?
He sure did.
I think he's gonna play a little basketball this year.
Yeah, I think some people were a little surprised he didn't last year.
We were a little surprised he didn't last year, but
yeah,
we're thankful that hopefully he will this year.
Yeah, well, first week of school, a lot of new faces around the Cascade Christian campus, and always seems like you guys on the coaching staff with Brian Morse always manage to find a way to assemble all the pieces together to make a run.
Well, let's hope we can continue that. We've been to the state tournament several years in a row now.
We're going to go ahead. It looks like Challenger's going to go for 2. Hutton's going to come out. Big brother Bryson. Big little brother, right? Or would he be the little big brother?
Well, little big brother, I think, is probably the right terminology. They're going to get a delay a game if they don't get the playoff here.
Farmer, Bryson Walker. And they're going to do a little trickery here. And running it home.
There's Scaglione.
Scaglione
on the run for the 2-point conversion.
Kind of surprised they broke that play out with a lead like this. You might want to save one of those for the later in the season. But I'll tell you what, it looked good.
It did. And now we'll go ahead and take a break with 1:38 to go in the third. Yeah, we're just in the third quarter. We'll take a break and be right back.
Discover the Crater Advantage at Crater Car Wash today. Scan the QR code and sign up for your free $18 wash. Crater Car Wash. Clean. Dry. Fast.
What is a getaway? Is it leaving the familiar behind? Or discovering a place that feeds your hunger? Where passion sings, food is a culture, and every performance demands an encore. So let the journey be your destination. Then feast your eyes and nourish your soul in Southern Oregon. Your reservation starts when you travel Medford.
Discover the Crater Advantage at Crater Car Wash today. Scan the QR code and sign up for your free $18 wash. Crater Car Wash. Clean. Dry. Fast.
Back here at Gary Wheeler Field, Craig Merrihew getting ready to kick it away for the Challengers. End over end kick.
Out of bounds again.
Got a little bit deeper, but unfortunately out of bounds.
And again, why doesn't he just move? You know, you can put the ball wherever you want.
Mm-hmm.
You know, let's make an adjustment. How about that?
There's an idea. Craig, a sophomore, came to Cascade after homeschooling all his life, but his older sister, Saya, a soccer standout during her days as a challenger. And he's one of those kids, he played JV quarterback last year, and I think he's just one of those kids that has a lot of raw athleticism, and they're just trying to figure out where to fit him in the mix. They got him listed as a wide receiver and defensive back this year. 42-6, 42 seconds left to go in the third.
Well, if there's one thing I know about Coach Getman, he does a good job, and his staff for that matter, they do a good job of figuring out where to put people.
Absolutely. Pass thrown and complete to Driscoll. Well, I kind of think that about Tucker Maben. Maben looked kind of like he might be a more miniature-sized version of his cousin Austin Waits, a possible H-back type. But here he is. He's found a home on the offensive line for the Challengers as a center, and I think in these first couple of weeks he's really shown himself in a good way as a nose tackle.
Yep, he's done both really well. It's been fun to see that for him. But if you've been around Tucker at all, he's beefed up to do that too.
Yep, spent some time in the training room.
Definitely spent some time in the weight room.
That'll end the third quarter of play. Challengers lead 42-6. We'll be back after these messages on TableRockSports.net.
The Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram of Medford Superstore wants to buy your vehicle. So we'll beat any other dealer's offer to buy your vehicle by $500. And if we don't buy your vehicle, we'll fill up your gas tank. Only at Lithia Dodge.
With expert advice and helpful tools like our room visualizer, it's easy to see yourself enjoying your perfect floors.
What just happened?
That's the One Effect.
Whoa.
Right now, laminate starts at only $1.99 a square foot. Carpet just 99 cents a square foot. And ask about special no-interest financing. Only at Lippert's Carpet One, Medford and Grants Pass.
The Lithia Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram of Medford Superstore wants to buy your vehicle. So we'll beat any other dealer's offer to buy your vehicle by $500. And if we don't buy your vehicle, we'll fill up your gas tank. Only at Lithia Dodge.
That was taking place there in Orlando.
Here we go to the start of the fourth quarter. Trojans get the ball with good field position. And
pass intended for number 3.
Pass looking for Driscoll. Incomplete. It'll bring up a 3rd down and 4.
Challengers, as the game has gone along, have done a better job of getting some pressure on the quarterback.
They have, and it's made a difference.
It really has. Sawyer's been feeling it and getting a little bit of happy feet back there, to be honest. Needs to settle down and make the throws. He knows, obviously, from that first quarter, he can make those throws. He just, a little more pressure makes him a little harder to make.
3rd and 4. Opening moments of the fourth quarter. Sawyer getting some pressure again. And the ball's loose.
I think there's a face mask or a horse collar or something. He spun him around really funny. And there's a flag thrown. Horse collar, yep. Going to call a horse collar.
So that'll go against the Challengers.
Might as well add to the penalty total, right?
I think Coach Gutman and company would rather not. I don't think the film session is going to be all that fun next week. But as you mentioned earlier, this is kind of part of the first part of the season, especially when you're interchanging new parts with the old.
Yes, exactly. And it's going to be a first down after, I think, I'm not quite sure what a horse collar. I think that's a 15-yarder, isn't it? It is. So that's going to be a 15-yard penalty on the Challengers and a first down for Douglas.
So that'll move the Trojans into Challenger territory.
Pushes the ball to the Challengers' 44-yard line, first down.
Taylor in the backfield along with Sawyer. Split out wide left is Driscoll. Taylor spins in traffic, tries to bull his way forward, picks up a couple of yards on the play.
Taylor on the tackle. Blake Patro in on the tackle for the Challengers.
Fourth quarter score, Pleasant Hill and Sutherland tied at 21.
Ooh. Got a barn burner going.
That has turned into a ball game.
9:25 to go. Clock running here in the fourth quarter.
Challengers in the driver's seat. Second down and 9. Sawyer completes the pass to Taylor. Seth Scaglione says, no, you're not going to go too far. That'll bring up a third down and 9.
He got 2 yards on that. So good job by Scaglione of really just not making that much of a gain at all.
We'll make that a third down and 7.
You know, if the Challengers can play defense without getting another penalty and giving Douglas a first down by penalty, maybe they can get off the field here. Although Douglas is probably in that part of the field where they might go for it on fourth down no matter what happens on this play.
Sawyer dropping back, looking to throw. Gallant effort there made by Driscoll. And that'll bring up fourth down. No, actually that was Marsh the intended target.
And again, I would suspect Douglas, I mean, what do you got to lose at this point, right? 8:14 to go, clock running. 42-6 Challengers. You might as well, you're on the Challenger side of the field, you might as well go for it. Punting's not going to help you here. Although they actually look like they might punt. Nope, they're not going to punt.
And the pass complete there. Making the catch is the tight end. Picking up first down yardage and more. Landon Henshaw, big tight end, a junior at 6'5", 225.
Well, and you can do that when your quarterback's the punter, right?
Right.
You just line up in punt formation and you take the tight end and run him out in the flat because you only need about 8 yards. I was a little surprised, and now it's not surprising. 20 yards on the gain and a first down for Douglas.
And that'll put the Trojans at the 23 of the Challengers. A little bit of pressure there. Sawyer gets the throw away.
Good coverage down the field by Walker.
Bryson Walker back there. And looking for Lucius George. And that'll bring up a second down and 10. So 6:43, clock moving as the Challengers try to salt this one away. Jackson Freilich in at a corner. From a long line of Freilichs have come through the program.
And we're going to get another penalty on the Challengers. Offsides against the Challengers. That'll be 5 yards.
I think I probably would be well served to bring defensive coordinator Mike Shawn a cup of coffee on Monday morning.
Yeah, well, that's the 9th penalty on the Challengers. I think they had 12 last week, right? Isn't that what we ended up with?
Yeah.
So that's 9 now on the Challengers.
Sawyer, short drop. Pass complete. Wyatt Hurley there with the stop.
Pass complete to Lucius George.
Lucius George making the
Timeout
reception.
on the field, Trojans.
Trojans going to go ahead and call a timeout with 5:38 left to go. For almost 50 years, Bill's Glass has been the clear choice in Southern Oregon for your home, vehicle, or business needs. Locally owned, family run, Bill's Glass supports our schools and communities. Discover the vibrant lifestyle at Twin Creeks Retirement in Central Point. Enjoy spacious apartments, gourmet dining, and enriching activities in a welcoming community. Learn more at TwinCreeksRetirement.com. Both squads getting set to take the field here with 5:38 left to go. The Trojans find themselves in a 3rd down and 1.
Wouldn't be surprised to see him take a shot at the end zone, figuring that they'd go for it on 4th down here.
A little trouble with the snap. Sawyer gets the throw away under duress.
And
so now it'll be 4th down.
Yeah, takes a shot at the end zone.
4th and 1.
But I guess if I can figure that out, probably the Challengers can too.
Possibly.
Good, decent coverage down the field. I mean, he was open, but it would have had to been a really super well thrown ball. Challenger right behind him on the coverage. So now I wouldn't, Douglas with just needing a yard here. I think I'd go behind the big right side of that offensive line as they do.
Yes.
With Taylor, and he needs 1 and he gets 6.
So Taylor with a nice pickup on 4th down. Gives his team a fresh set of downs as they try to put a late score on the scoreboard. Shout out to that big line. One of the guys we see out there, Thatcher Clarno, wearing number 65.
Ball is placed at the 9-yard line, 1st and goal.
First and goal at the 9. Throw over the middle.
Trying to get the ball to the big tight end.
Good call there, but heavy traffic. And the pass falls incomplete to bring up 2nd down and goal.
Pass intended for Landon Hinshaw falls incomplete for the Trojans. That brings up
So ball just inside the 10. 2nd down with the clock running. 3:59 to left to go in the ball game. Handoff. Like Taylor there. Lunges his way forward, gets inside the 5.
Picks up about 4 yards.
3rd down and goal with 3.5 minutes left to go.
And the Challengers doing a good job of at least providing resistance and making them use clock here as it continues to run. 3:18 to go in the 4th quarter. Challengers 42-6. Really have done a nice job of keeping the pressure on Douglas all night.
Handoff. No, actually fixed the handoff. Again, good work there by the quarterback. He completes the pass, but it's short.
Well, he actually lost about 3 yards. Scaglione did a good job of coming out up from his cornerback spot and getting there about the same time the ball did, and really nowhere for the receiver to go. That was Willis, and he could not shake Scaglione.
So it'll bring up a 4th down and goal. 2:34 and counting. And Sawyer goes for the end zone. And his pass falls incomplete.
Nice job by Bryson Walker of getting a hand in there and breaking that up.
So the Trojans turn it over on downs with 2:12 left to go in the game.
Second turnover on downs by Douglas in this football game. And that Challenger defense has really been playing the bend but not break, as you mentioned before. Terminology here all night long. Douglas has got quite a few yards in this football game, but not a lot of points to show for it.
See some substitutions in the ball game for the Challengers. And first down carry. Rowan Erickson, he's in the ball game in the backfield. He's looked good on defense tonight. And if I'm not mistaken, I'll bet you number 13 is Jacoby Getman.
Jacoby Getman in the game at quarterback. And Rowan Erickson gets, about 4 yards on first down.
Elijah Condello in the ball game, number 22. Second down and about 6. Jacoby with the ball, breaks it to the outside, and loses the handle on it. And the fumble recovery.
It's a forward pass. They're going to call it a forward pass.
Okay, falls incomplete to bring up third down.
Jacoby Getman on the keeper.
Clock continuing to run.
Third down.
Out wide to the right, Jackson Freilich. Under center is Getman. He'll go ahead and take a knee, and they'll let this one run out. So the Cascade Christian Challengers raise their record to 2-0 against a Douglas Trojan team that gave them early trouble, but bend but not break. Been kind of the MO of the Challengers defensively this evening, and they come away a winner. Your final score: the Cascade Christian Challengers 42 and the Douglas Trojans 6. We will go ahead and take a 2-minute timeout, and then we'll be back with your post-game show, complete with highlights, right after these messages.
It takes meticulous planning, continuous monitoring, and forward thinking to deliver the perfect 3-egg omelet.
Come enjoy the patio weather and a brand new menu at Tap Rock Northwest Grill, where friends and family gather and memories are made. Come visit us today or visit our website.
Cascade Christian 2-0 on the young season with the 42-6 victory against Douglas. Taking a look at some of the highlights from tonight's game. The Challengers got on the board first, thanks to a little fly sweep action by Caleb Scaglione. There you can see, well-executed play, nice exchange between Farmer and Scaglione to quickly make it a 6-0 ball game. Point after good to make it 8-0. Then, a punt return. Scaglione takes it home again. And when he gets off and running and gets up ahead of steam, look out. The Challengers score here. Unsuccessful on the 2-point conversion attempt to make it 14-0. A penalty slowed things down for the Challengers. But here, it's Derek Farmer going to Bryson Walker. He flies through the middle of that line. Some good blocking there for him. Challengers make it 20-0. Unsuccessful on the point after attempt. And Douglas strikes pay dirt midway through the second quarter. It's Sawyer dropping back to throw. The catch made by the receiver Marsh. 2-point conversion attempt unsuccessful to make it 20-6. But before the half, the Challengers put 6 more on the board. Derek Farmer. And they'll hand to Walker. Walker walks it in for the score to make it a 26-6 score at halftime. In the second half, in the second quarter, it's Walker once again. Walker scoring this time on a 7-yard touchdown run. Walker cutting it to the outside. Nifty moves. And the 2-point conversion attempt on a run by Farmer good to make it 34-6. And then the final score of the game. It is Mikey Covey with it. And he rumbles and stumbles his way into the end zone for 6. The 2-point conversion run by Scaglione good. And that gives us our final score of the Challengers 34 and the Trojans 6. Stick around. We'll have the final stats on the evening. Again, the Challengers defeat the Trojans 42-6. We'll be back after these messages.
For over 50 years, each day has started with a smile, a helping hand, and a promise to be there when you need us most. Delivering on that promise are our hard-working, dedicated employees. At Sherms, we're proud to be an essential part of our community and look forward to keeping our selection, quality, and value where our customers deserve for many years to come. Sherms Food for Less and Thunderbird Market.
What is a getaway? Is it leaving the familiar behind? Or discovering a place that feeds your hunger? Where passion sings, food is a culture, and every performance demands an encore. So let the journey be your destination. Then feast your eyes and nourish your soul in Southern Oregon. Your reservation starts when you travel Medford.
Here at Lithia Driveway Fields, number 10, named after former Mayor Gary Wheeler, the Challengers, a 42-6 victory. We've recapped the scoring for you. Now with the final stats on the evening, here's Mark McLemore.
Yeah, nice ball game for the Challengers. I thought that especially defensively, they got a lot more pressure on the quarterback as the game went along, and that really affected the pass game for Douglas. They were pretty effective early, but as the Challenger defense figured out ways to get pressure on the quarterback, not as effective in the second half for sure. For Douglas, for the game, 12 first downs, rushing the football, 17 carries for 34 yards, so that's only 2 yards a carry. For the Challengers, do a great job on defense of holding Douglas to just 2 yards per carry. Passing for Sawyer, 17 for 40. For 153 yards, so somewhat effective, but much more effective in the first half. 108 of those 153 yards came in the first half. Total offense for Douglas running and passing, 187 yards. They had 25 yards in return, so total offense for the Trojans, 212 yards. Penalties, Trojans, much better job than Cascade, only 5 penalties for 55 yards. But what really killed them is they had an interception, 2 fumbles, and 2 turnovers on downs. So all of that turns into 5 possessions where the Challengers get the football back and they don't get any points out of them. And that's really was their downfall tonight. I mean, they had a lot of opportunities and just couldn't cash them in. 2 turnovers on downs, 2 fumbles that were recovered by Cascade Christian, and 1 interception by Sawyer on the night. And those 5 turnovers pretty hard to overcome for Douglas, especially when you're playing a team like Cascade Christian. For the Challengers tonight, 14 first downs. They ran the ball 23 times for 168 yards. That's 7.3 yards per carry. And then just, Derek Farmer, 12 for 21 for 163. So 168 yards on the ground, 163 yards through the air, 331 yards of offense there. They had another 110 yards of returns for a total offense for Cascade Christian of 441 yards tonight. The big bugaboo, though, for the Challengers, they did have 2 interceptions by Derek Farmer tonight. He threw 2 interceptions, and also 9 penalties against the Challengers for 100 yards. So that's 2 games in a row where the Challengers have had over 100 yards in penalties assessed against them. So they got to clean up some of that as they moving forward. But again, it's early in the season. Some of those things happen. But some of those were personal foul penalties, and I know Coach Ketman's not going to be happy about some of those.
No, definitely. Some things still to work on. And
absolutely.
And again, tonight, I think admirable. We saw a number of players who weren't starters last week pressed into more prominent roles this evening, and they accounted well for themselves, and that is just going to be valuable experience for them down the road because you never know when you're going to need them again.
That's exactly right, and it was good to see some of those guys step up and make plays, and Tucker Maben was getting after the quarterback again tonight. You mentioned it, that he had 4 hurries last week, and we saw him in the backfield several times again tonight. Rowan Erickson did a great job from his linebacker spot. And, I thought the coverage down the field by the Challengers was pretty good, too, defensively, because Douglas wanted to throw the ball down the field, and they weren't super successful doing it.
Well, that'll wrap things up. Next up for Douglas, they'll be at home against Phoenix next Friday night. Meanwhile, the Challengers back on the road. They will head over to Murphy.
You're going to call that on the road, huh?
We're going to call that the road. Well, I tell you what, these road trips this year, we got the big one out of the way. But
we did.
Hidden Valley coming up next week over in Murphy, and then Klamath Union on October 3rd. That game for the Challengers will be at 7 o'clock, and we'll be over there on the call to bring you all the action. Your final score here, Cascade Christian 42, Douglas 6. Our executive producer for Table Rock Sports is Joe Brett. For our cameraman, Colton Treadway, and for Mark McLemore, I'm Jim McCoy saying thank you and have a great weekend.